afternoon and welcome to our Let's Talk doTERRA product training. So before we start our training this afternoon, allow me to introduce to you our speaker for today. She is a mom of 5, grandma of 3, and a lover of all things essential. She has been married to her favorite guy for 25 years and live in a small rural town in eastern Utah. Over the next 6 years of using essential oils, she has found this to be a staple in their home. They use the oils to fight seasonal threats and even for cleaning. Along with learning more about essential oils, her family has benefited from the opportunity she and her husband found as they built a business. Bringing these essential oils into their home has changed their lives forever. Please welcome Diamond Leader, Miss Alisse Coil.
Hey, I am happy to be here. I need to update my introduction a little bit because we have 5 grandkids as of Saturday. So we had grandbaby number 4 in October and grandbaby number 5, both of them boys, just on Saturday, and he is having some health struggles. So we actually drove 8 hours to be with my son while he's here in the hospital. So I appreciate you being patient for us to be able to jump on and be able to still do this call with all of you. I'm excited to talk with you about Immortelle. I do have my bottle of Immortelle. This is an amazing bottle of oil. And part of the reason that I love this blend is it is a great way to get some powerhouse oils in your hands. So the oils in this blend are frankincense, sandalwood, lavender, myrrh, helichrysum, and rose. Now, all of those oils are amazingly powerful essential oils. They are also, most of them, oils that are a little bit more expensive. So what I love is that doTERRA has combined the properties of these powerful oils into this Immortelle blend. It's actually labeled as their anti-aging blend, but I am going to share with you some other amazing uses that you can use for this blend that is beyond just wrinkles around your eyes. This is a very affordable way to get the Helichrysum, rose, frankincense, and sandalwood in your oil collection right here, very expertly blended together to maximize the properties of each of these oils when it comes to healing. This, to me, more than an anti-aging blend, is your healing blend. And I will share with you some of those things. So in general, Immortelle is a topical blend. That's why it comes to us in an amazing roller bottle. I think the roller bottle that you get, it will be a stainless steel roller bottle, right? But this is an oil that I stock up on and I don't really let myself run out of. So this is one that I've been working on using for a little while. You've got this available to you right now. And so topically, the regular general uses are going to be wrinkles, age spots, scarring, stretch marks, anything to do with that. So if you are wanting to take care of some of the wrinkles around your eyes, then you are going to put that on very sparingly. We've got strong oils. You don't want to get it too close to your eyes, but it's great for those wrinkles and for helping our skin to age beautifully. Now, I will say, Filipinos have the most beautiful skin. You guys look like you're 20 when you're 70. And as something that I will always admire, because that does not happen in the dry climates of Utah or the US. And you guys have amazingly resilient skin. But if you want to get rid of some wrinkles, Immortelle is going to be great. If you are wanting to take care of some stretch marks or age spots, Immortelle is great with that. If you have any troubling skin spots where maybe there is an overgrowth of cells, then this oil is going to be your friend, and you are going to apply it 2 or 3 times a day to that spot to be able to help stop the overgrowth of cells and be able to help the skin to heal. Now, what about scarring? What about maybe old scars from acne when we were in high school? Maybe scars from a surgery, an incision, a wound, an accident of any kind. Immortelle is going to be amazing for that. And you're going to just apply it right there on the scar. Now, the cool thing about it is it's not only helping the skin that you can see heal, but it's helping all the layers of tissue inside heal as well. Now, I have an amazing testimonial with scarring, and it's not the typical scarring that you would think of. 5 or 6 years ago, I have worn contacts or glasses most of my adult life. And 5 or 6 years ago, my eyes developed a sensitivity to the contacts, and I was no longer able to wear contacts. So I decided to have some LASIK surgery done to correct my vision. Now, the doctors were concerned that because of the allergic reaction that I had to the contacts in my eyes, I had developed quite a bit of scar tissue on my corneas. It didn't affect my vision, but it had built up quite a bit. Over 60% of my cornea had scar tissue on it. And they were really clear that the surgery we were having was not going to clear up any of that scar tissue, but it would correct my vision so that I didn't need to keep wearing glasses or contacts. So had the surgery, things went great. I have amazing vision, but I really wanted to make sure that my eyes were healing well. And at the time, my eyes were too sensitive to even put the Immortelle here. It just, my skin was very tender, my eyes were very tender. So I actually used the reflex point for my eyes, which is the toe next to your big toe. And I applied Immortelle morning and night to those reflex points. When I went for my 6-month checkup after the surgery, there was 0 scarring left on my corneas. The doctors kept checking my previous chart, looking at my eyes, looking at my most recent chart, and they said, "Ma'am, we don't know what's happened. Our surgery does not take care of scarring, but your scarring is gone." And I know that it was because I was using the Immortelle and helping my eyes to fully heal from the inside out on my reflex point. If you have not utilized your reflex points on your feet, on your hands, wrists, ankles, your ears, then you've got to stop and look up a great reflex chart. There's a lot of them available on the internet for free, and that is one way that you can get the oils topically somewhere that is a little bit hard to apply directly on, just like your eyes or maybe other inner organs that you are needing to get oils to. You're going to want to use those reflex charts because they are amazing and an amazing piece of holistic medicine. Another great testimonial that I have for you, we had been using doTERRA for maybe a year. Immortelle was brand new. And my oldest daughter, some of you on my team know my daughter Brittany. She came and taught a lot of classes in doTERRA's early days before the market was open. And she was playing softball and she was hit in the head with the softball. She literally had the full size of the softball right on her head. It looked like you'd cut the ball in half and glued it to her head. I will send you the pictures so that you can see them. You can see the stitching from the ball. She had a very large goose egg. She called me, "Mom, what do I do? This is what happened." I had her pull out. She didn't have Immortelle with her, but she had Helichrysum, which is in Immortelle. She started applying that, and then she came home and we started putting the Immortelle on. 12 hours later, the bump was completely minimal bruising, no black eye, no extra scarring, completely gone. This oil blend is going to help your body in that injury time. So this isn't a blend that you want to wait and order when you need it. Don't think, "Oh, when I have a scar or when I have age spots, I'm going to order this." This is a first aid oil. This is an oil you want to have in your first aid kit ready to use when you twist your ankle, pull some muscles, have a goose egg on your head from playing baseball, right? Because if I had to wait to order that oil, she wouldn't have been able to get it on her wound as quickly and would not have been able to heal as quickly. Would have been dealing with a black eye, with a lot of bruising and tenderness for an extended period of time, probably 7 to 10 days. And because I had that oil ready in my oil cupboard to use, we could pull it out and use it right then. So this is something that you want in your first aid kit. Helichrysum, part of the reason why is because Helichrysum helps our body to know when to bleed and when not to bleed. I'm sure there's a scientific term for that, but that's how I understand it. So when you're placing it on a goose egg, on a sprain or a twist or any type of big bruise or hematoma, it's going to help the body stop bleedings to prevent that excessive swelling and encourage the healing. You also have frankincense, which we know is very healing, as well as rose, and that's going to help fight infections because they're antibacterial, antimicrobial, and encourage that healing, especially even if it's an open wound of some kind. Okay, and I will post those pictures. I apologize that I don't have them to show on the presentation right now. The other little hack that I have for you with Immortelle is it can be used diluted by half. So my sister, when her bottle is halfway gone, she adds fractionated coconut oil to the rest of it, and she uses that as a pre-deodorant. So she rubs that onto her armpits, cleanses the sweat glands, cleanses the lymph nodes, and helps to smooth the skin before she applies her deodorant. She has always struggled with excessive body odor and sweating, and she has found this to be the next perfect piece to her self-care and being able to do a less toxic option in controlling the sweat and the body odor that she was experiencing. And you're just using it half strength. So you could pour half of this out into another 10 ml roller bottle, dilute it, and use that one for your pre-deodorant, and then have the other one full strength for healing and wounds, your skin care, anything like that. Okay, one more tip, and then I'm going to talk about some of the emotional properties of this blend. You can dilute this 2 to 1, 2 parts Immortelle, 1 part Yarrow Pom. I did not have time to look to make sure you guys have Yarrow Pom available. If you don't, I'm sorry. I'm going to bet some of you have it from the US market, and that is a great face serum as well because the Yarrow Pom has a lot of amazing properties. Yeah, next time your leader comes from the US, ask them to bring you some Yarrow Pom. I hope I didn't make all of the US leaders mad at me. But Yarrow Pom is great, and I'm sure Michael Carson is working super, super hard to be able to bring that to you in the Philippines. So using this straight, you can also put a drop of this in your Virage moisturizer. It's in the tube, right? You've got the green bottle with the little pump. So what I would do is I would roll on my hand just a couple of circles, then pump the moisturizer, then rub my hands onto that and put it onto my face. And that's going to help just move that right into the skin by combining it with the amazing moisturizer from the Virage system, which I do know you have the Virage available there in the Philippines as well. So let's talk quickly about the emotional side of these oils. I'm going to keep going because I love the emotional benefits of these essential oils in this blend. Frankincense, among a lot of things, helps us to feel the love of the divine. So anytime that we are feeling depleted, we're stressed, we're stuck in our homes, we're worried about our families getting sick, worried about our jobs, working from home is stressful, frankincense is going to remind us that we are loved by a higher power. Whatever your religious belief and foundation is, frankincense is going to help connect you with that divine love from heaven. And I love that because I think that this time in the world, it's really important to remember that we're loved. Sandalwood helps to still and calm our heart. Isn't that a timely thing that we all need right now? So having the Immortelle and being able to use that for the emotional benefits, the sandalwood is going to calm our heart in times of worry, in times of stress. Lavender helps to calm our mind. These two things are connected. When our heart is troubled, a lot of the time our mind is constantly thinking and worrying. And by the same time, if we're constantly thinking and worrying, then our heart is troubled and we feel the weight of that stress in our very, very center and our very core. So lavender is going to help to calm the mind. It's also going to help us to recognize our true self and the gifts that we have to be able to get through whatever trials might be before us. Myrrh helps us to feel safe and secure. Helichrysum is called the healer of the walking wounded. I like that phrase because aren't we all sometimes walking wounded? We've all had hard times. We all have emotional stresses that we're dealing with, and we just have to pick up and keep going. And Helichrysum helps to get into our hearts and to help our hearts accept the healing that is there ready for us. Even if we can't take the time to be sick, or take the time to not go to work or not care for our families, right? We're still here and doing those things that we need to do in life and Helichrysum is going to follow us right through that and help to bring healing. Rose helps to heal our heart and helps us stay open to receiving that healing. So Helichrysum and Rose are like two little best friends, right? Because Helichrysum wants to bring healing to us, and Rose makes sure that our hearts are open and ready to receive that healing. I also like to think of this Immortelle blend as an amazing healer of my heart. Not only is it healing the skin and the scarring and the stretch marks and the age spots and all of those things, but it's healing my soul. And so this can be used when you're meditating. It can be used just throughout the day, like you would adaptive or balance or citrus bliss, elevation, any of those oils. You can use Immortelle the very same way, and it's going to be able to bring hope and peace and healing to you and those who are around you. The vibration of these essential oils in this blend is very high. And you will notice when you're wearing this blend, those around you are going to feel that sense of security and safeness. They're going to feel that same love and hope that you are feeling as well. So I would suggest that you have this on anytime that you're feeling vulnerable and feel like you're needing an extra emotional boost. So that is what I have for you. Any questions, anything that I can help with, I am happy to do.
First question, what was Myrrh for again, please?
If we're talking emotionally, it helps us to feel safe and secure. If you're talking physically, and I don't know that I went all the way through the physical properties of these, and I apologize, but if we're talking physically, Myrrh is a healer for skin. It helps with the elasticity of the tissues and helps. That one is kind of a key in the scar part of the healing. So good question, Shirley. Thank you for asking.
Okay, is Immortelle best for psoriasis?
That one is tricky. So I will tell you that I think if you're going to use it for psoriasis, you're going to want to dilute it probably pretty heavily because the skin is cracked and super sensitive, right? I also will share with you that I have been taught that anytime we are dealing with a rash of any type of a skin irritation, it is your body's outward way of saying there's something inside that's not right. It's an outward expression of an inward situation. So yes, I think that the Immortelle could help relieve the symptoms of the psoriasis. I would dilute it very heavily. I've also been taught when dealing with eczema or psoriasis to spray it on the skin rather than to roll it or rub it, because we don't want to hurt those tender, damaged skin cells. But I would also look at healing your gut. I would look at things that maybe food sensitivities or other things that you might want to be looking at that is the root cause of the psoriasis.
Okay, question from Pam. Is it good for old scar?
Old scars. Oh, yes, definitely. Old scars is going to be great for. You will notice that it's going to be possibly start to feel itchy where the scar is, and that's going to be the sign of the healing that is happening possibly deep below inside the tissues, not just only on the surface. So really good for scarring.
About the laser eye surgery, which I also had, where did you put exactly again?
I use the reflex point for my eyes. And so that is the toe next to your big toe. And just right on the bottom, I don't think I can get my foot up here to show you, but if this was my foot and this was my big toe, I was putting it on this toe right here, right on the pad of my toe, and just taking some time to rub that in on both, because my right hand is going to be my right eye and my left hand is going to be my left eye. So that's where I put it. If your LASIK surgery was a while ago, you may find that you could put it down here along the cheekbone or even here without any sensitivity, but it was too strong for me that way.
What is the best oil for eye bags?
Good question. Immortelle is really good for that, and also Yarrow Palm, but I know you don't have it. So I would, because you're going to want to put it really close right in here, I would look at diluting this half just to make sure it's not too strong, or rub it on your finger so that you're just getting a tiny little bit right there. And there you go. I would do it before any moisturizer or anything. I would do it on your bare naked skin in the morning and in the night.
Another question, can Immortelle good for freckles?
It says it's good for skin spots, for age spots. You could try it for freckles. I think freckles are cute. Lots of my kids have freckles, so I don't think you should get rid of your freckles, but if you don't love them, I think it's worth a try because it does help with skin discoloration, and I would love to hear back from you to know how that works.
Is Immortelle the same as Virage Hydrating Serum?
No, it's not the exact same. Mine is packed in my bag, or I could pull it out for you. It possibly does have similar essential oils in it, but the serum also has carrier oils other than fractionated coconut oil that are healthy for the skin. So I would say if you've got the Virage serum, then that's a great base for your nightly cleansing. After you've cleansed, to put that on to moisturize and heal your face. And then this is going to be your spot treatment, right? This is going to be that little bit extra for the bags under your eyes, or see my wrinkles right there. I like to roll it right there. And so this is going to be that, those spots that need that extra care from you or extra prevention.
Another question from Queenie Bilostas. Is it good for pimples?
I would say it is good to heal scars from pimples, but I would use the HD Clear or Melaleuca tea tree to help heal active acne. If you have recurring pimples right now, then you're going to use the Melaleuca tea tree or HD Clear. And then if you have any residual scarring, then you're going to use the Immortelle after those pimples have gone away, but your skin is still a little bit not all the way beautiful yet, like you want it, right? Then I would use it that way.
If the smell of Immortelle is too strong for me, what is your recommendation dilution without lessening its efficacy?
You can use more fractionated coconut oil without lessening the efficacy of the blend. I don't recommend diluting it when you're using it for first aid and for skin, because doTERRA has done it specifically like this for a reason. But if you are extra sensitive to the smell, I would suggest using your reflex points right down on your feet, because then you're not going to smell it. Or you could look at diluting it, that half and half dilution ratio is probably where I would start.
This is not a question. She wants to have a clear explanation about the Europalm to the Immortelle to act as a moisturizer.
Oh, okay. That was a hack that I found, and it was just mixing it 2 to 1. So 2 parts Immortelle, 1 part Europalm. So the Europalm comes in a dropper bottle. So I would get a little dropper for my Immortelle and an empty 10 ml roller bottle, and I would just, for every 2 drops of Immortelle, so if I'm doing 10 drops of Immortelle, I would do 5 drops of Europalm, and then use that as, that's going to be like your extra moisturizer, moisturizing and healing someone with really troubled skin or maybe very aged skin. Then that's where you would be using that.
Is Immortelle also good for children?
I would test it on their sensitive skin first. It may be something that you want to dilute. If they have a need for that, for first aid, absolutely get it on there. But if you have very young children under the age of 6, then just like the kids line rollers are a little bit more diluted, I would look at having a more diluted version of the Immortelle for first aid issues for children under 6.
How about for oily skin? Is Immortelle good?
I know the oils that are good for oily skin are geranium. Geranium helps the sebaceous glands in our face to regulate their output. Melaleuca helps to dry out the extra oils, and they're not in Immortelle. So I don't know, but I would guess no. Sorry.
Is Immortelle can be used for cold sores near the lips, or rather use a Correct X?
Correct X is my go-to for cold sores. It really is. And Immortelle might be great, but Correct X has the frankincense and the Helichrysum, but you have the Melaleuca in there that's going to help to draw out whatever is causing that cold sore, right? The virus, the yuck, the infection. So if you didn't have Correct-X, yes, you could use, or if you have really stubborn cold sores, then I would try Immortelle if Correct-X isn't working, because everyone's body is different, right? And so you want to have alternatives, but I would start with Correct-X first for a cold sore.
Can Immortelle be used for pregnant women?
So I am not a midwife or a doula, but I am not aware that any of the oils in that blend are going to cause any problems. I know you want to stay away from basil and peppermint in the last trimester, and I'm not aware of any others. I will share with you, there is a book you can buy on Amazon by a lady named Stephanie Fritz. It's Essential Oils in Pregnancy, and it's amazing. She's a very credible resource, but yes, I would say you're okay as far as my knowledge.
This is the last question, Miss Alisse.
Okay.
Considering that you are using Immortelle, would you mind to say your age to all of them?
Oh, you guys are so sweet. You always just know how to make me feel so good. So I am a little bit old. I have 5 grandkids. I will be 48 in August is how old I am. And yes, I use Immortelle. I use Jarrow Palm. And about 3 months ago, I had a girl who is about 30 ask me if I used Botox. So that is how good Immortelle and the skincare line work, because I had people thinking that I was getting procedures done on my skin. So thank you for making me feel good.
Thank you so much, Miss Alisse. It doesn't look 48. It doesn't look, it looks young.
Well, thank you. Thank you. So I just have to make sure you guys all know, I should have said this at the very beginning. You get this Immortelle free this month, 200 PV order, and you get this little goodie for free. Like, I cannot think of a single reason why you would not do a 200 PV order to get this Immortelle for free, because I don't know how much it is, but it's worth every penny, and you're going to get it for free. Make sure you order in June, and make sure you let your team know that this is available to them, and share the tips that I have shared. I hope they're helpful to you and your customers and your other team members as well.
It's 4,550 pesos.
Wow. Yes, yes. Very good value. Definitely a good value. So I hope you will all add that, or add your 200 PV so that this gets added to your order this month.
Thank you so much for your time and sharing your amazing experiences with Immortelle with us. And of course, thank you so much everyone for your time on today's training. We would also like to invite everyone tomorrow on our account management up close at 9 p.m. with Philippine account manager, Mr. Robin Wata. Once again, thank you so much, Ms. Alisse, for your efforts, for your time, and for your amazing tips for using Immortelle. And thank you so much, everyone.
You guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you so much for letting me share with you. Bye-bye.